Amelia, I have a small challenge for you before we officially start.
Oh, a challenge? I hope it's not about math because my brain isn't quite ready for that yet.
No, don't worry. It's an English challenge. I want you to describe this pen on the table without using the word pen. You have 10 seconds.
Oh, that's tricky. Okay, let me think. It is a thin plastic cylinder, usually blue or black, filled with ink, and we use it to leave marks on paper.
That was actually pretty good. You used shape, material, and purpose. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Learning English Studio.
Hi, everyone. I'm Amelia.
And I'm James.
And today we are going to talk about something that can completely change your English writing. We are talking about how to write descriptive sentences.
This is one of my favorite topics because it takes your English from okay to wow. It's the difference between saying I ate dinner and I enjoyed a warm, hearty meal on a cold, rainy night.
Exactly. It adds color, life, and emotion to your words. Before we dive in, please remember to subscribe, like, and share this podcast with your friends who are learning English. It really helps the Learning English Studio community grow.
Yes, we love having you here with us. So, Amelia, why do you think descriptive sentences are so hard for students?
Well, I think the biggest problem is that students often want to translate directly from their native language. In many languages, being simple is fine. But in English, especially creative or academic English, we love details.
I agree. I see so many essays that say things like, the weather was bad. And I always think, that's true, but I want to feel the weather. Was it stormy? Was it windy? Did the rain hit the window?
Right. So today, we are going to break this down. We are going to show you how to paint a picture with words. Think of yourself as an artist, but instead of a brush, you have vocabulary.
I love that analogy. An artist with vocabulary. So where do we start? What is the first step to making a sentence more descriptive?
The first step, and probably the most important one, is using your 5 senses. Most students only describe what they see, but life is about smell, sound, taste, and touch too.
That makes sense. So if I say, I walked into the house, that is just sight, or maybe just an action. How do we add senses to that?
Okay, let's imagine you walk into your grandmother's house. If you just say, I walked into the house, it's boring. It's a black and white movie. Let's add smell.
I walked into the house and smelled fresh cookies baking. That's already better.
Yes. Now let's add sound. What do you hear in a grandmother's house?
Maybe a clock ticking? Or an old radio playing soft music?
Perfect. So now we have, I walked into the house, breathing in the sweet scent of fresh cookies, while the old grandfather clock ticked softly in the background.
Wow, that is a completely different feeling. I can actually imagine standing there. It feels warm and cozy.
Exactly. And that is the goal. You want the reader to be there with you. So listeners, here is a small tip. When you write a sentence, ask yourself, what did I hear? What did I smell? What did I feel on my skin?
That last one is interesting. Touch. We often forget touch.
Touch is powerful. For example, think about wind. You can say, the wind blew. Or you can say, the icy wind cut through my jacket like a sharp knife.
Ooh, cut through my jacket. That gives me shivers. It sounds painful, but very descriptive. You used a simile there, like a sharp knife. We should talk about that later.
Definitely. But first, let's focus on adjectives and adverbs. These are the building blocks. However, there is a trap. Many students think using big, fancy adjectives is always better.
Ah, yes, the thesaurus problem. They write things like, the pulchritudinous sunset was resplendent.
Exactly. No one talks like that in real life. It sounds robotic. The best descriptions use simple words in powerful ways. Instead of pulchritudinous, just say breathtaking or stunning.
Or even beautiful. Simple is often stronger because it's honest. I tell my students, don't use a $10 word when a 50-cent word will do the job.
That is great advice. So let's do a quick practice. James, give me a very boring sentence and let's upgrade it together.
Okay, here is a classic student sentence. The man walked down the street.
Okay, listeners, think about this. The man walked down the street. Who is this man? How did he walk? What street is it?
Let's add an adjective to the man. Who is he?
Maybe he is an old man or a tired businessman. Let's go with a tired businessman.
Okay, so the tired businessman walked down the street. Better, but walked is still boring.
Right. How did he walk? Did he stroll? Did he march? Did he drag his feet?
I like dragged his feet. It shows his exhaustion.
Me too. So the tired businessman dragged his feet down the busy street. Now we have an image.
Can we add the environment? What time of day is it?
Let's make it evening, rush hour. The tired businessman dragged his feet down the busy street as the city lights flickered on.
I love lights flickered on. It adds movement and atmosphere. It went from a black and white stick figure to a movie scene.
This is the process. You start with the skeleton, the man walked, and then you add the muscles, the skin, and the clothes.
This reminds me of a truth about learning. It's not about knowing more words. It's about knowing how to use the words you already have.
That is so true. Many students say, my vocabulary is small, so I can't write well. But that's not true. You can write amazing descriptions with just 500 words if you arrange them creatively.
Speaking of creativity, let's talk about metaphors and similes. This is where the magic happens.
Yes, the secret sauce of writing. A simile compares two things using like or as. A metaphor says something is something else.
Can you give us a clear example?
Sure. Simile, her smile was like the sun. Metaphor, her smile was the sun.
They are similar, but the metaphor is stronger. It says she is the source of light and happiness in the room.
Exactly. Metaphors are bolder, but you have to be careful. If you mix them, it gets confusing.
Oh, mixed metaphors. Those are funny. Like, he's burning the midnight oil at both ends.
Yes, that makes no sense. Are you burning oil or burning a candle? Pick one. But for students, just starting with simple similes is a great way to improve description.
I remember a student once wrote, "My teacher is as tall as a giraffe."
Well, that is very clear. It's a bit funny, but it creates a strong picture. It's better than saying, my teacher is very tall.
It is. It makes the reader smile. That's another thing. Descriptions can bring emotion. You can make people laugh, cry, or feel scared just by changing a few words.
I had a similar experience with teaching. I asked a student to describe an apple. He said, "It is red and round."
The classic answer.
So I handed him an apple. I said, "Hold it, smell it, tap it." He realized it wasn't perfectly round. It had bumps. It wasn't just red, it had yellow spots. It felt waxy, not just smooth.
And when he wrote it again?
It was amazing. He wrote about the faded red skin and the fresh, sour scent and the hard, waxy feel. He was shocked that an apple could be so complex.
There is a saying, isn't there? If you want to see clearly, look closer.
That applies perfectly here. Descriptive writing is about paying attention.
Okay, let's pivot a little bit. We have talked about nature and objects. What about describing people? This is tricky because we don't want to be rude.
Good point. Describing people requires sensitivity. You want to paint a picture, but not a caricature.
Instead of saying, he was fat, which is harsh and not very descriptive, what could we say?
You could say he had a large, round belly that jiggled when he laughed. That paints the picture, but connects it to his happiness. It's friendlier.
Or, he was a big man with hands the size of baseball gloves.
I like the hand detail. It suggests strength. Describing small details, like hands, eyes, or the way someone walks, is often better than describing the whole body.
Eyes are the window to the soul, right? Her eyes were deep brown, full of wisdom and kindness.
Or his eyes were cold and gray like a winter sky. That tells you immediately he might be the villain.
We are storytelling again. You can tell so much about a person's personality just by how you describe their appearance.
Clothes are also great for this. A character in a wrinkled, coffee-stained shirt is very different from a character in a crisp, tailored suit.
One is messy or busy, the other is professional or maybe rich. It's instant characterization.
We're nearing the end of our main discussion, but I want to touch on one more thing. The concept of less is more.
Yes, we said add details, but you can add too many details.
Exactly. You don't want purple prose. That's when writing is so flowery and heavy that it's hard to read.
Like, the crimson, silky, delicate, fragrant rose danced elegantly upon the emerald, lush, dew-covered green vines.
My head hurts just listening to that. It's too much. I forgot what the sentence was about.
Choose the best details. 2 or 3 strong adjectives are better than 10 weak ones.
Quality over quantity. Choose the details that matter to the story. If the smell of the rose is important for the scene, describe the smell. If the color is important, describe the color. But maybe don't describe the leaf size unless it matters.
That is a great filter. Ask yourself, does this detail move the story forward or does it just slow it down?
If it slows it down, cut it. Be a ruthless editor.
Okay, we have given our listeners a lot to think about. We discussed the 5 senses, strong verbs, specific nouns, similes, metaphors, and the importance of balancing detail.
And we shared some stories about apples and train rides.
Yes, very educational apples.
Before we go to the interaction segment, let's summarize the main steps for a student who is listening right now and wants to practice tomorrow.
Okay, step 1, observe. Pick one object near you, maybe your coffee cup or your phone.
Step 2, sense it. Close your eyes. What does it feel like? Does it have a smell? If you tap it, what sound does it make?
Step 3, draft. Write a simple sentence. I have a coffee cup.
Step 4, upgrade. Change the verb. Add an adjective. Add a sensory detail. I grip the warm, chipped ceramic mug.
Step 5, polish. Read it aloud. Does it sound like music? Is it too long? Is it too short?
And repeat. Do this for 10 minutes a day, and your writing will improve faster than you can imagine.
It really is like going to the gym. You have to lift the weights.
Writing is a muscle. You have to exercise it.
All right, James, it's time for our favorite part of the show. Let's talk to our listeners.
Yes, we want to hear from you. We have a fun challenge for everyone today.
This is the one sentence challenge. We want you to write just one descriptive sentence about your morning.
But you cannot use the word good or bad. You have to show us, not tell us.
Here is an example. Instead of saying, I had a good breakfast, you could write, I bit into the crunchy toast dripping with sweet strawberry jam.
Yummy. That makes me hungry. So, listeners, we have a poll-style question for you to answer in the comments.
Option A, describe your breakfast this morning using 2 sensory words.
Option B, describe your journey to school or work using 1 strong verb.
Or option C, describe the weather today using a simile.
For example, the rain fell like tears, or the sun was like a gold coin.
We really want to see what you come up with. It's the best way to practice.
Drop your sentences in the comments section. We try to read as many as we can, and we love seeing your creativity.
It makes us so happy to see you trying. Remember, mistakes are okay. That is how we learn.
Absolutely. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Be afraid of not trying.
That is a beautiful way to end it. James, thank you so much for this conversation. I learned a lot, and I think our tools are much sharper now.
Thank you, Amelia. It is always a joy to talk about the art of words with you.
And thank you to everyone at Learning English Studio for listening. You guys are the best.
We will be back next week with another episode. Until then, keep writing, keep describing, and keep looking at the world with open eyes.
See you next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Let's talk about emotion then. How do we describe feelings without just saying, I was sad?
This is a common issue. I was sad tells the reader the emotion, but it doesn't show it. The golden rule of writing is show, don't tell.
I love that rule. So if I shouldn't say I was sad, what should I say?
Describe the physical reaction. What does a sad person do?
Maybe they look down, their shoulders drop, their voice shakes.
Yes. So instead of I was sad, you could write, I stared at the floor, my shoulders heavy, unable to speak.
That is so much more powerful. I can visualize the sadness. It's heavier.
Or for happiness, don't just say he was happy. Say, his eyes lit up and a grin spread across his face.
Or he couldn't stop tapping his foot to the music. That shows energy and joy.
Exactly. We are getting into some deep territory here. It's amazing how much power a few descriptive words have.
It really is. And you know, this helps in real life too, not just writing essays.
How so?
Well, if you are telling a story to a friend about your weekend, and you say, I went to the beach and it was nice, your friend might just nod. But if you say, I went to the beach, the sand was burning hot, and the waves were crashing loudly, your friend gets excited.
It makes you a better storyteller. Humans love stories. We have been telling stories around fires for thousands of years.
That's a beautiful thought. We are just continuing an ancient tradition, but now we use podcasts and keyboards instead of fire and caves.
True. Okay, let's move on to another technique, the use of specific nouns and verbs. I mentioned earlier that walked is a weak verb.
Right. In English, we have so many verbs for movement. Walk is just the basic category. You can stroll, march, strut, tiptoe, stagger, sprint.
Wander, rush, sneak. The list is endless. Each one creates a different image. If a character tiptoes into a room, it suggests secrecy. If they strut, it suggests confidence or arrogance.
The verb does the work for you. You don't need to say, he walked quietly and secretly. You just say, he tiptoed.
One word replaces 3. That is efficient writing.
The same goes for nouns. Don't say tree, say oak tree or willow tree. Don't say flower, say rose or daisy.
Specificity builds trust with the reader. It shows you really see the world.
Let's try another example. A scene in a kitchen. She put the thing on the counter. That is terrible.
Yes, very vague. Let's fix it.
First, the thing. What is it? A ceramic bowl? A heavy pot? A wet umbrella? Let's say it's a heavy pot.
Okay, she put the heavy pot on the counter.
Now the verb. Put is boring. Did she drop it? Slam it? Place it gently?
She is tired from cooking, so maybe she dropped it or set it down heavily.
She heaved the heavy iron pot onto the wooden counter. Now I know it was difficult. I know the materials.
Heaved is a great verb. It implies weight and effort.
Exactly. So listeners, open your mental dictionary of verbs. Don't settle for go, get, put, or say.
Those are the zombie verbs. They eat your sentences and leave them lifeless.
Zombie verbs. That's a perfect name for them.
So avoid the zombies. Instead of he said quietly, use he whispered. Instead of he said angrily, use he shouted or he snapped.
This brings us to adverbs. Sometimes we need them, but often a stronger verb is better.
Stephen King, the famous writer, famously said, "The road to hell is paved with adverbs."
That is a bit harsh, but I understand his point. Adverbs can be a crutch. If you write, he closed the door firmly, why not just say, he slammed the door?
Slammed is stronger. It sounds like the action.
But James, be careful. You don't want every sentence to be intense. If every verb is slammed, crashed, exploded, it becomes exhausting to read.
Balance is key. You need quiet moments and loud moments. A descriptive writer is like a composer. You need soft notes and loud notes.
I really like that comparison. Writing is like music. The rhythm of the sentences matters too.
Oh, sentence rhythm is interesting. Can we talk about that for a moment?
Sure. If all your sentences are the same length, it sounds robotic. The dog ran, the cat slept, the boy ate, the sun shone.
It's choppy. It sounds like a machine gun, rat-a-tat-tat.
But if you mix short and long sentences, it flows. The dog ran across the green grass, chasing a butterfly that fluttered in the wind. The cat slept. It was a peaceful afternoon.
The short sentence, "the cat slept," stands out because the sentence before it was long. It creates a nice beat.
It gives the reader a place to breathe.
You know, we have covered a lot. We talked about senses, strong verbs, specific nouns, and metaphors.
And sentence rhythm. That's a lot of tools for your toolbox.
Let's maybe share a little story or a real-life situation where this actually helped us. Do you have a moment where you realized, wow, description really matters?
Let me think. Yes, actually. I remember once I was traveling and I was on a very long train ride. I was writing in my journal.
That sounds romantic already. A train ride with a journal?
It was. I looked out the window and I saw a field of yellow flowers. At first I wrote, I saw many yellow flowers.
Basic.
Very basic. But then I stopped and really looked. The sun was setting, so the light was orange. The wind was blowing the flowers, so they looked like a moving sea.
So you changed it.
Yes, I wrote, the endless field of yellow sunflowers swayed in the golden sunset, waving at me like 1,000 hands. It changed a boring moment into a memory I will never forget. That is beautiful. Waving like 1,000 hands. It gives the flowers a personality. It's almost like they are alive. It made me appreciate the moment more. Writing descriptively isn't just for the reader. It helps you see the world better.
That is a profound truth. When you practice describing things, you stop looking at your phone and start looking at the world.
You notice the texture of a brick wall. You notice the smell of rain on hot asphalt. It makes life richer.